Hello, I'm Rosie, and today I'm going to do my June wrap-up video. Against all the odds, and quite unbelievably, I have managed to read a grand total of 19 books. I don't know how I did it at all. So in order to go through them all and keep this video at a reasonable length, I'm going to just give a very brief summary, like nothing more than a sentence for each book, and then my rating. So let's just go straight into it. The first paperback I have is Elantris. The city of the gods has been cursed, and 10 years later the country in which it is based is being invaded by the surrounding nations. The main characters have to work out how to stop this invasion from happening, which is occurring from the inside out, as well as bringing the city of the gods back to its former glory. This is fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Alice in Zombieland. Following a very severe car accident, Alice finds herself able to see zombies and teams up with the local zombie hunters to defeat them. I was not impressed. There's nothing to do with Alice in Wonderland in this book. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Half Bad. Nathan is half white witch, half black witch. His father is the most evil of the black witches, and Nathan is being persecuted by the white witches as a result, and must find a way to get his freedom as well as receive his gift, which is a magical ability. This is absolutely brilliant. I fell in love with this book, so another 5 out of 5 stars. Dante, the Divine Comedy. Dante explores the realms of hell, purgatory and paradise, written in verse. I really struggled with this book. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Paper Towns by John Green. Following the disappearance of Margot, Q and his friends team up to follow the clues she has left behind to find her. This book was a bit disappointing because I really enjoyed The Fault in Our Stars, and I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Child 44. Following a series of child murders, a security officer, Leo, can't pronounce the surname, goes on the run to try and hunt down the murderer while also trying to avoid being arrested by the Soviet state. I absolutely love this book. It is brilliant. 5 out of 5 stars. This summer I'm doing a reread of Harry Potter, and so this month I read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. Both fantastic. They don't need a summary. 5 out of 5 stars for each. Day Shift by Charlaine Harris. This is the second book in the Midnight Texas series. In this one, Manfred finds himself in the middle of a federal investigation. A hotel's being built in town, and there's a mysterious little boy that has moved in with the Rev. I really enjoyed this book, so I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I would really recommend this series. Elena Vanishing. This is a memoir written by Elena Dunkel and her mother Claire B. Dunkel about Elena's battle with anorexia nervosa from Elena's perspective. It is harrowing, it is fantastic. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars and would definitely recommend reading it if you're in any way interested in mental health or eating disorders. Hope and Other Luxuries by Claire B. Dunkel. This is about the same experiences that were explored in Elena Vanishing, but from the mother's perspective. It's a lot longer than Elena Vanishing, but it's also brilliant. This was also 4 out of 5 stars. Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. Tessa is an American who moves to London, finds herself captured by evil sisters, and discovers she's got this special gift that the evil sisters want to harness for their own nefarious uses. She escapes and finds herself in the care of the Shadow Hunters, and they've got to work out how to try and stop the evil witches and the Magister, who is the book's big bad. This was a 5 out of 5 stars for me, and I'm definitely going to be continuing this trilogy. I then read 2 graphic novels. The first of these was Saga Volume 1. This was brilliant. These two are a couple from different sides of a war, and as a result they're on the run as traitors from their various sides. They've got a child, so they've got to try and protect this child as well. The artwork in this is brilliant. It is graphic, so it's more for an older audience, but it's such a fantastic fantasy story. I also read Rat Queens, which was on my computer. This is volume 2 of Rat Queens, and the main group find themselves having to battle the bad guy who is determined to summon the kind of octopus-like gods of Dee's cult religion. It was a really interesting read. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I also read 3 ebooks this month, so I don't have those with me. The first one of these was Song of the Sea Maid, and this is about a girl called Dawnay Price in the 17th, 1800s. I can't remember which one it is. She wants to become a scientist, and at that time female scientists tended to be looked down upon and they were very rare. And this book is about her determination and struggle to fulfill her dream. It's quite a slow-paced one. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. I then read Dark Hope, which is about a girl called Hope who was abducted as a child, and she does a school project based on human trafficking and befriends a guy called Michael, and as a result of everything that's gone on, she finds herself in the midst of a human trafficking ring, trying to bring that down while also finding out that she's an important figure in a battle between the fallen angels and the archangels. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I then read Spelled, which is a children's book that's a very loose retelling of The Wizard of Oz. Princess Dorothea comes from a family line where all the females are cursed, so that should they step a foot outside the palace, they run the risk of burning the world to a crisp. Dorothea ends up making a wish that completely upsets the rules of magic and plunges the world into chaos, and she has to go on a quest to reverse the wish's magic. It's a lot of fun, so I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm pretty sure a lot of young children would really enjoy it. As well as those ebooks, I also listened to 2 audiobooks. The first of these was Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. In Great Expectations, Pip is a young boy who finds himself benefiting from a mysterious benefactor who's giving him money. He believes it's coming from Miss Havisham, and he's also fallen in love with Miss Havisham's adopted daughter, Estella. And this book's just following him in his journey as he tries to win Estella's heart and discover who this mysterious benefactor is. It's really hard to listen to an audiobook because Charles Dickens' writing doesn't really lend itself to an audiobook style of reading. So I only gave this 3 out of 5 stars, which is quite disappointing. I then listened to Dodger by Terry Pratchett, which is about a young guy called Dodger. He ends up saving the life of Simplicity and is determined to continue looking after her as he realises he's being hunted. This is set around the times of Dickens again, and it names drops a lot of people from that time who end up featuring as characters, and I really enjoyed this, so I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. And on that note, we're done. I think I managed to get through them quite quickly. I don't really know the exact time until I do the edit, but I'm quite pleased with that, and I will leave it at that, and I will see you in a couple of days' time with my TBR for July. Goodbye.